right, good morning. Today we're going to be talking about foil drive etiquette and how important it is with the power of the foil drive to be respectful in the surf scenario. So today we're in the busiest city of Australia, Sydney, and the waves are actually firing. There's like, it's 3-4 foot, there's some tubes out there. It would be disrespectful and silly for me to just fire out there now on the foil drive and just do laps around all these guys. We're so lucky enough to have such a large beach here that I can just find my own little surf zone. So let's go find our own little place to play in the ocean ourselves. Foil driving the culture is a hot topic at the moment because we've got a lot of people in different areas being pissed off with foil drivers and catching too many waves or causing too much noise pollution. So this film that I'm creating today is just to educate our community on good foil drive etiquette and how we can immerse ourselves in this water sports culture and play together with all the other watercrafts. The 3 key points that we need to touch on today is respect, education, and communication. Being the new kids on the block, foil drive, we can't just come into these old surf scenes and take over. We've got a super powerful tool that if it's used in the wrong way, it can be definitely received badly. So we have to respect, educate ourselves with the history of our local surf spot, whether it's been, run by windsurfers, surfers, kite surfers, and kind of just see where we can slowly input ourselves in a nice fashion. I think the worst thing that we can do is come in hot and take over. So first of all, being in Sydney, we have like a really strong surf community. Being on foil drive, we're very lucky where we can catch every wave. So there's no need for us to be in the area where all the other surfers are competing in that zone. What I'm trying to get across today is that we can still have a great time, but why don't we be creative and get to a spot where we don't have to compete with anyone else. We've got a motor on our board now, so if that spot or that reef is too far away, usually, now we can motor to it and get to it, where I can guarantee there's not going to be as many people or anyone in general. All right, so we just identified that, the first place that we visited was way too busy, like not appropriate for foil driving. So we've just driven to the other end of the beach where there's a reef just outside of all the surfers. And we're gonna see now if it's breaking or not, but I feel like that could be the best possible spot because, there's not gonna be anyone else out there and we can kind of just foil drive and not worry about pissing anyone off really. So that's like, that's pretty much nailing the first point, is just respecting other people's space in the ocean. Not everyone feels comfortable being around foils or foil assist products. Educate's just kind of like educating yourself about a certain surf area. If you're not local to that area, it's best to kind of hit up, the local foiler to see if it's cool to foil in that spot or not. And then kind of the communication thing, that's just like when we're in the water, if we do happen to be foiling around someone, it's more just like taking the time to speak to that person, being like, hey, do you know how foils work? Do you feel comfortable with me being around you? And it's just like, it all just boils down to a respect thing. Not everyone has a reef that breaks out the back outside of surfers that no one's gonna surf, but we can be smart about it and we can kind of just make sure that we fit into this kind of hierarchy of water users in the ocean. So yeah, they're the 3 key points and we're gonna get out here now. It looks like it's firing actually. And I think with the tide dropping, it's gonna get better and better. There's like a little fat kind of bommy out the back, I'm gonna put a foil on that can match the speed of it. And I'm riding my slim kit today, so I've brought down like 2 extra little batteries. Just gonna buzz around here for an hour or so and get my fix for the day. All right, so that is a wrap. That was a super fun session. Simon, the amazing drone operator, I think he covered every angle that you could get. It was nice to see that I can foil drive a spot in the middle of Sydney, the busiest place in Australia, and still get some waves to myself. You know, crowds suck and no one wants to surf with 1 million people. So why don't we just get creative and use our imagination and foil an outer reef or a spot that, you know, that no one else goes to? Why join the crowd? We have to be super mindful, like, you know, foil driving all around the world now, that we don't create a bad name for ourselves. We want to keep this sport growing. So we want to be respected in the water. We want to make friends. We don't want to be shunned by the water community. And we want to just have fun. So let's see what you can do in your local area. You know, let's see if we can figure out spots that are off the beaten trail and foil drive and just have fun. So let me know where you're foil driving and we can link up, and we'll see you soon.